Well, this can be a busy time in the greenhouse if you've been seed sowing or taking cuttings. Eventually, the seedlings and the rooted cuttings will need potting up to let them grow on because, as you can see, these are in small cell trays, so they're bursting out and wanting to grow. So what we're going to do today is do some potting. I'm just going to give you a few hints and tips how to get the best out of your plants so they grow nice and strong. So first thing we need is to have some compost and pots. Just before that though, just to remind you that this video is being brought to you with the support of King Seeds and Cobra Garden. So thank you for their continued support. So what have we got here? We've got this lovely tray of seedlings here. This is something a little bit different, and we actually sowed these on a short video a few weeks ago. It's this one, it's the Cobra scandens, which is often known as the cup and saucer plant. So it's an annual climbing plant, quite vigorous, so great for growing up trellises or frames and to give these really large purple flowers later in the season. So these were sown in the propagator. As you can see, we've got nice strong seedlings just starting to produce their true leaf from these big pair of seed leaves there. And then same process if you pot in. I've got some cuttings here. These are salvia cuttings, a tender salvia that I was pruning. I can't throw prunings away, so I pop them in to this, and as you can see, they've rooted and we've got a lovely plant there. So perfect stage for potting them up. But if you are potting, you will need some compost. So we've got some compost here. So this is a peat-free compost. Any compost that comes out the bag tends to be a bit lumpy, so we need to make sure we break them up. It gets quite compacted in the bag and can sometimes get a bit wet. So what I'm doing is just breaking the compost up so it's nice and friable. But I'm also going to add a little bit of extra fertilizer into there because we want plenty of nutrients in the compost. So I'm using one of these slow release fertilizers. You can get them from the garden centres. They last for about 6 months. And the normal rule of thumb is for every litre of compost, so I've got 10 litres of compost here, I've got a 10 litre bucket that I've used to measure that out. We want about 2 grams of this fertilizer. So I need about 20 grams. It's not an exact science. You could be a little bit more, a little bit less. And I've also measured out that when that cap is full of fertilizer, I've got 40 grams there. So I know I need about half of that full. So I'm just going to measure that out. That's about half a capful there. And then I can just sprinkle that onto the compost like that. And how this works is it releases the nutrients slowly over a given period of about 6 months. So it's going to make sure that these plants will have enough nutrients to grow. And of course, even when they're planted out, there's that root ball of compost around them that will continue to feed. So we just mix that in so it's evenly distributed. You can see there's just the odd little granule in there, and then we can start the potting. So worth spending a little bit of time getting the compost ready. If your compost is still a bit, what you think, a bit claggy, then mix in some vermiculite or perlite or some sharp sand. So be prepared just to improve it a little bit if you need to. So what size pots? Well, I'm a great believer that we always start small and work up. So for example, I wouldn't take this rooted plug here and put it in a pot as big as that to start with. For the simple reason, if we do that, what will happen is the roots just grow straight to the outside of the compost and the compost in the centre isn't used. So what we tend to do is do a smaller pot. So that would go in there. We'd let that grow, fill that pot with roots. So we've got a good root system similar to this when we knock that one out. And then that one would eventually, if we wanted to pot it up, if you weren't putting it into the garden, would go into a pot that size. So we've just got room to get a little bit of compost around. And that way the roots gradually grow out and you get a much stronger root system and a much healthier plant. So it means potting a couple of times sometimes, but the outcome is much better. With my Cobra, again, these aren't huge plugs, these are a little bit bigger, but I'm still going to go into one of these small 9cm pots. 9 or 10 is ideal. And you see, if I gently hold that into there, you can see there's still room to get some compost, so it will grow. And that is the perfect time to do it. We've got a nice root system forming there. I put 2 seeds in, they've both grown. I'm not going to separate them. I don't want to disturb them. It will just give us a stronger plant with 2 seedlings in. So a little bit of compost in the base, nice and friable. So a little bit of compost in there. And then I'm just carefully being very delicate, holding that in place and then filtering some compost down the side. And you can just lean it one way a little bit. We need to fill those gaps with the compost. And that's why it's really important to break any lumps up, because we don't want air pockets. Just lightly firming it with my fingers, but not too much. We don't want to squash all the air out. Otherwise it becomes pot down. And that is it. That is literally potted. By the time we've tapped it and watered it, the level compost will settle down so that in the future, when we water it, we've got a little gap there that we can fill with water. So what I'm going to do now is just put a few more of these and then we can pop them on the bench and I'll show you how we water them in. So there we go, all potted evenly and in the centre of the pot. That way they've all got the same amount of area for the roots to grow out. So on the stage in there, so they've got a bit more room between them, plenty of compost, so they will soon start to root down and make good sized plants. We need to water them in now, of course, so that that compost is nice and moist around the roots. So I'm not just going to splosh water on out of the spout because that will wash the compost. So use a rose, fine rose without too big a hole, so it's not going to bash them about. And then I'm just going to direct it onto the pot and just give each pot a soak like that. We want the water to go right the way down and almost drain out the base. So it's not just a case of watering the top couple of centimetres. We want it to drain through to the bottom of the pot, and then I won't water these again until they start to dry out, because what we want to do is to encourage the moisture at the base there, and then these new roots will grow out and they'll search for that moisture. So we need to keep them moist but not wet. If they're too wet, they'll rot off. If they're too dry, they will wilt. So it's just checking them to see if they're moist. I often pick one up and feel the weight of it. That's quite heavy because it's been watered. When it dries out, it will get lighter, which indicates it probably needs some more water. So they will be absolutely fine now, and I'm hoping they will romp away, and I'm looking forward to those beautiful cup and saucer flowers later on in the summer. So just these to pot now. And thank you for watching Pots and Trowels. And remember, all the videos that we've done you can find on YouTube, where you can subscribe for free. And you'll also find our weekly podcast. And bear in mind, with the podcast, we answer gardening questions. So if you've got a burning gardening question, go to info@potsandtrowels.com, send your question in, and we'll answer it on a future podcast. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again in the garden next week. See you then. Bye.